Welcome to Bitter Reality Brewing. Today we're doing the Brewferm's Divine Deliverance Belgian IPA. It's an extract brewing for those who either love extracts or for people who maybe are doing all grain, they're living up north and they need a little break or just need a break. Don't forget, like, subscribe, keep sharing, definitely support. It's huge and I definitely appreciate it. I'm going to tell you today, I'm excited, but I'm a little concerned. This is Brewferm's Divine Deliverance. And if you've been watching the ones I do with the Brewferm, I stick to the yeast, I stick to everything the way they want it. When I open this up, and if you have problems opening, and you have a little razor blade or cutter, just put two little cuts in it. It'll pop right open. They make it kind of tight on there, so that way, you know, when you get it, you actually get everything. But the yeast says New World Lager. Not a huge lager fan. I've never used a lager yeast for a Belgian IPA, or I don't think any Belgian beers I've ever had. So a little concerned, but I'm sticking to their yeast. They haven't let me down yet. Other concern is I see the final expected gravity. If you don't understand final gravity and you're still learning, let it go. But if you do understand, it's 1.017. And for a very dry beer is usually 1.010. Wine is usually 1.000. So 1.017 is a little on the sweet side, and that kind of concerns me just a little bit. I haven't been let down yet. All of the Brewferms have been really good, so I'm going to stick to it, see how it comes out, and we're going to rock on. But you're going to need two things. You're going to need 600 grams of sugar. Yes, I did it by grams. It was a little easier to measure since they want it 21.16 ounces in imperial of sugar. I did corn sugar. You can do granulated sugar. You can do raw sugar, whatever you want. Each one's going to give it a little nuance different of flavoring. So keep that in mind. The corn sugar is about as neutral as you can get. You're also going to need 2.11 gallons or 271 US fluid ounces of water. So what I recommend is just go buy some bottles of spring water. Your tap water probably has chlorine in it or chloramine. You don't want that in there. And distilled water is not going to have enough mineral content. So I would just stick to spring water. If you have, good well water and it's great, then go for it because you probably don't have any bleach in it. And that's really it. You're going to want to heat up about a half a gallon. I did probably about 3/4 of a gallon. I like to get all the sugary goodness out of this. We're just going to go right ahead. We're not going to waste much time on this. We're just going to get rocking. It is a lager according to the yeast, even though this is an ale. I'm a little confused, but I'm going to go with it. Fermentation temps are 66 to 73 Fahrenheit. I can do that in my fermenter. I'm all good. I could do that technically in my house, usually about 72 to 73 near the floor. Keep that in mind too. If you're fermenting one of these at home and you're new to brewing, I got this little ink bird, which is kind of nice. I can point and shoot. But my floor, okay, it's reading like 68 right now, but it's normally about 70, 72, 73 at top during the summertime. The floor is always cold compared to up where we're standing. So your floor is usually a little cooler. This will generate some heat as it's fermenting and the yeast starts eating the sugar. It's going to start creating some heat, and it can go as high as 8 Fahrenheit above wherever it is. But most of the time it's about 2 to 3 Fahrenheit more than whatever your temperature is. So going a little cooler is nice, so that way when it goes up, you're not going crazy. I'm gonna go ahead, we're gonna open this, we're gonna dump it on in here, and we're gonna dump some hot water, pour it all in. We're gonna put the corn sugar in there, stir it all up. And actually, you know what? They say dump the corn sugar in afterwards, but it's all good. I'm not too worried. Let me go ahead and I'll speed it up a little bit so you don't have to sit and watch me open a can. We'll just take the lid. Actually, you know what? I'm just gonna take the lid and drop it in there. That way I don't have to worry about it. Okay. A little bitter, a little sweet, but yeah, it's condensed. So just kind of a warning there. And if you have Star San, spray some of that on your hands. Keep things reasonably sterile. I've already cleaned the bucket out. Oh, it's got corn sugar in there now. I forgot. There we go. We'll put that so you can see it on the other camera. And I'm just going to go ahead and dump it. I love that. I always think that looks really pretty. There we go. Got a complete cylinder. A bubble to go away. Okay, I've still got lots of malts in here. And if your water is sitting at 170 to 160 Fahrenheit, you should be fine as far as killing off any kind of bacteria or germs that may have been on the other side of that lid, because otherwise I shouldn't have dumped it in there. But like I said, I'm not worried. It's crazy hot. There we go. Okay. got that out of the way. Let's go ahead and put some hot water in here. We're gonna have to measure our water, so we need to be very careful on how much water we put in here. It's approximately 32 ounces. Our total water is gonna be 271 ounces. So I'm at 32. Take your spoon and stir it up a little bit. If you stir it up, it'll actually get more of the nice sugariness off the walls. If you can, you don't have to get all of it, but I like to get the majority. Okay, so there's our first 32 ounces. Another reason I'm not dumping this directly into a glass carboy or into any other kind of fermenter is I know this can tolerate these temperatures. We still got some sugar in there, so I'm gonna get some more hot water. Okay, I'm at another 32, so we're at 64 ounces. Reach back in, stir it up again. Oh yeah, I'm seeing bare can now, so I know I'm getting all that sugar goodness. Okay, that's, I'm gonna say crazy clean. Still smells really good though. So we're at 64 ounces. I'm gonna go ahead and dump the remainder of this hot water if I can. Maybe a couple dumps. So we're at 96 ounces. We're at 108 ounces. So 108. And I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna stir. You're gonna wanna stir this for two reasons. One, you're gonna wanna blend it up, that's obvious. The other thing is that stirring, you be a little sloppy. You want it to aerate, which means you wanna get a lot of air trapped into that liquid. Yeast needs a lot of oxygen when it first takes off, but once it takes off and it starts eating away, yeah, you don't give it any more oxygen or that beer will taste really funky and not in a good way. Okay, so we're at 108. We'll keep measuring. So if we're at 108, I do another 32. That's gonna put us at 140. Another 32, we're at 172. Another 32, we're at 204. 236. We're at 236, and what did I tell you? Yeah, we still have a little bit of water. So let's think, 236 from 71 is 35. So we need 35 more ounces. There's another 32. And now we need 5 ounces. It's a little harder with this big container, but I'll be fine. Might be a hair, but just a hair. And there we go. We have 271 US fluid ounces of water in there. You can also take taken a gallon of this and put it in the freezer and get it ice cold to make sure you chill it, because it's still probably a little on the warmer side. I'm not gonna say it's warm, but it's definitely not cold. And you want your wort to be down somewhere in the low 70s, preferably, when you pitch your yeast. So now that we have it all nice and mixed together, I'm gonna go ahead and move it to another carboy or a bottle that I'm gonna actually ferment this. This is gonna yield a total of 406 fluid ounces, or 3.17 gallons, imperial gallons, yeah I know, 12 liters for our non-US imperialistic people. So, I wish everybody had the same measurement, but it's okay, we're all good. I'm gonna go ahead and get the carboy ready. I've decided to just drop it on in here, put it in the Brewferm bucket, let it ferment. I'm gonna drop a nice little purple tilt in there. It's a, as I splash everything, sorry about that. It's a hydrometer. It's gonna give me the original gravity readings, which I'll put up so you can see, and it'll let me know where it's at. As it's fermenting, I can see the gravity drop slowly. One thing we forgot to add, and we're pretty close, we're in the high 70s right now, so I'm okay with it. Open this bad boy up. And I'm just gonna sprinkle it on top. let the yeast do its job and get all busy in there and start eating up those sugars for us, so we can enjoy some really good Belgian IPA beer. We'll put this on top. I'm gonna seal it up. I'll put the bubbler in there. We'll put it in the fermenter. Give it a good week or two, see how it goes. Take it out. I'm probably not gonna bottle it. I'll probably toss it in a keg and cold crash it, carbonate it, and see how it tastes. I'm excited. I'm a big Belgian IPA fan. A little concerned with the lager yeast, a little concerned with the final gravity. Really wanted to pitch a Belgian yeast in there that I'm familiar with, but I'm gonna give it the chance. It's not done me wrong yet. So again, this is the Brewferm Divine Deliverance, which I'm excited to try. And we've got a Flemish Fiend up there, or a Flemish Brown, however you want to call it. Don't forget, like, subscribe, keep sharing. Definitely appreciate it. Thank you again for joining us here at Bitter Reality Brewing.